the Cablevision or Comcast.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining another Big Gamers Small Talk on Crap Gamers channel.
Bacon grease.
Bacon grease. We're hopefully, working some stuff out. Who knows? But anyway, thank you guys. We just decided that going live would be the best thing to do. That's what you guys are used to. Showstopper had to reinstall Google Chrome, and we were waiting for his bootleg internet to finish that up. So he's going to hop in a minute, and then we'll have all five of us here ready to go. A lot of stuff to talk about, actually, because it's been kind of a long week. I've been a little bit in and out as far as the big news of the day and the week and things like that. So it's definitely going to be an interesting show, and we appreciate you guys for joining us. Already, you guys are like chomping at the bit, and it's good to see. Well, one thing I wanted to talk about first off that we didn't actually cover as BGST is the NPD for July came back, and looks like Sony won again. Does anybody know the exact numbers to that?
I think it was 220 to like 187. Yeah, 30K difference.
Okay, so nothing too bad then, right?
That's nothing.
No, it's not. When Sony don't, that's what I noticed. When Sony doesn't give an exact number, they squeak by. When they wouldn't buy, they was winning about 100,000, they was giving exact numbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. So whenever they don't give a like number, what we won this month, and that's know it's close. I mean, but of course you have the media. Sony does it again, 25 months in a row. It's like God damn, the little engine that could, man. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Did anybody expect Microsoft to win July?
You want to be honest with you? I expect. I'm an Xbox dude. It's my team, my football team.
Yeah.
I expect them to win every fucking one. It's a better goddamn console.
There was literally no games that released in July though, right? So I mean, I guess.
I do. I mean, listen. I'm gonna get this off my chest, and I'm gonna be quiet for probably the next 15 minutes. I don't know what else Microsoft can do. Backwards compatibility, cloud computing, DX12. All these Gears for Halo, all these goddamn blockbusters, everything looks promising on the horizon for the Xbox One. You know what I mean? I don't know what more Microsoft can do. Sony is putting out, nothing really. I mean, they're just doing these little third-party deals, and it's the same shit. And it's like the place is the goddamn iPod or the Game Boy Advance or something. Like I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean, and I agree. I have no idea what's going on. You see it and it's close, but like people don't care about that. It's like a Super Bowl. You could win by 1 point and it's still getting the W each. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Sony gets that W. Yeah. So Sony gets that W. It's not like like we look at it a little bit differently at the end of the holidays last year, and you see Microsoft racking up nearly 500,000 more or whatever, and that's a win. You know what I'm saying? But when you're winning by a couple thousand here or 20,000 there, to me it's not huge. Especially when you consider Xbox One sales up 44% year on year, 50% from the same point in time with the 360. It's their most successful Xbox platform ever.
Yes.
At this point in time, most successful ever.
The way the media portrays it is that they're doing. Microsoft is going to sell the Xbox division. With that shit. Just because it's not outselling the PlayStation 4, it's not nowhere. It's just it's the goddamn Wii U. The goddamn console was moving. You know what I mean? But the media crap. Sony has them in their pocket.
Exactly, and that's my point, Z. Everybody's already predicting that Fallout 4 is going to be a massive game, and I don't mean massive game in size. I mean massive as far as its financial capability. It's going to reap in big bucks. A lot of people are going to buy it.
Right?
Because Microsoft has it, you don't see shit anywhere. All up and down the timeline, all I see is the Star Wars Battlefront and the things that Sony has, because it's Sony and the media, over and over again. If Fallout 4 was with Sony, no, I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about just in general with Star Wars. They've been talking about this. They had that Stormtrooper box out day 2. Fallout 4 is projected I think Fallout 4 is going to devastate Star Wars Battlefront in sales. Destroy it. And guess what? It doesn't matter, right? Who cares? It doesn't, because Microsoft's endorsing it. It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't even matter that it's Star Wars. If it was reversed and Microsoft had the Star Wars, right now we wouldn't even be talking about Star Wars. We're talking about Fallout 4. You know what I mean?
You got to realize that Microsoft fans right now are more in tune with what they have coming. I mean, that's all. If you listen, Sony fanboys is basically what you get. You know, obviously it's a nice console. I'm not going to say it's not nice. I think it's all right. But if Microsoft comes out with a limited edition, Fallout console, I'm not going to go that crazy about it. You know, we have a lot more stuff coming. We have huge games. We have a ton of stuff coming. That's all they pretty much have is third-party deals. So that's why you're seeing a little bit of a craze. This is one way to get their frustrations out because they don't have anything. They really don't have anything.
Yeah, well, speaking, that was the big news of today, I guess, was the Star Wars bundle, right? And this is the thing. You have a couple different views, different opinions from different camps, right? You had the PlayStation fanboys that already own a PlayStation 4 that aren't going to get this, but just think that this means that Sony's going to win the month of November, so they're excited. And I'm looking at it as a PS4 owner who already owns a PS4 and who doesn't see any exclusives or any reason to play it. So this announcement means absolutely nothing to me. It would have been like Microsoft announcing a special edition console early in the year, like January or February. That would have done me no good unless it was a new game, an exclusive. You know what I mean? So I think that that's kind of pointless, that the PlayStation fanboys are so caught up in sales that that's all they care about, because that's basically all this is. Like, okay, it's a limited edition console. It looks cool. But again, it's Battlefront, a game that you're going to be able to play a week early on Xbox One, that's going to play better on Xbox Live and cheaper. And I think that that's what it comes down to as far as I'm concerned, you know. And I will say that you probably got some Sony dudes listening to our show, and because we're the ones that threw out this idea to throw a Tomb Raider bundle with all these previous Tomb Raider games on it, right? So what does Sony do? They get a Star Wars bundle and bundle it with four really old school Star Wars games. You know what I mean?
What system? What games?
Oh, Bounty Hunter.
For the PS2 and Xbox?
Yeah.
They remastering those games?
Yeah, they're getting trophies for it. Yeah, 100%.
No, they're getting trophies. They're not remastering.
No, they're upgraded, quote unquote, upgraded graphics.
Well, 1080p. You know they're going to do 1080p 60 frame.
I don't know what they're doing.
Is that an exclusive or is?
Well, hold on. It's getting Super Star Wars, the Super Nintendo game. It's getting Racer's Revenge, which is that pod racing game that came out. It's getting Jedi Assault, that it's like a flight game, like with the different ships and stuff, and it's getting that Bounty Hunter game.
So all that content is exclusive to the? Is it multiplayer or is it exclusive?
Well, according to Adam Boyes, that stuff is exclusive, but I have a feeling it's probably more timed or something along those lines. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's you get all those digital codes to download those games in that bundle.
So now you guys want to know where's your God of War 4? Where's your next Siphon Filter, whatever we got there in case Getaway 2, 3? Sony's spending the money on all these third-party deals. I mean, there you go. That shit is they're not doing it.
These games are all PS3 games they're thrown in?
No. Super Star Wars is a Super Nintendo. It's a Super Nintendo game from 1990.
So how are they giving them out?
It's digital codes. It's digital codes, right? So you buy this PS4 bundle, and it comes with Star Wars Battlefront, and it comes with digital codes for those 4 games, which I think 3 of them were PS2 games, and 1 of them was a Super Nintendo game. And they say, quote-unquote, upgraded graphics or upgraded visuals and trophy support.
Just in case anybody's paying attention, they sold everybody God of War 3 with upgraded graphics, and that looked like shit. So imagine what you're going to get with these.
So, I mean, look, that's not exactly something that I would look at and say, oh my gosh, that's great. You know what I mean? I can understand, next gen's 100% right. There's your exclusives. That's a slap in the face.
You know what? The same thing that Microsoft was chastised about last gen. These same hypocritical people are loving it. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. That's what console wars is. They'll just go with whatever they tell you. You know.
You know what? I said that earlier today in my video. Last generation, like I said, all this whole P's and frames per second, that's you got your rig and that's what you're into. You don't even most guys that have these goddamn all these things. They don't even play the goddamn game. They just run the game and see how many frames they can get. They do. I mean, just basically touching their break. But anyway, you didn't hear console gamers talking about resolution. Like I said, over more than half of PlayStation 3's games were 540p. Then they were upscaled to 1080p. All of the multiplayer just about on the Xbox 360 ran at a higher frame rate. You know what I mean? But we didn't talk about that. We argued, about who had the better games or whatever the case may be. Now it's not even about the games. It's about fucking resolution and multi-plat. I mean, like I said, Sony guys were. That's why you said you liked the PlayStation, the brand, because they had all these exclusives. So where's these fucking exclusives at? Please, you're not cutting Ingles, there's soccer cars and that. That's dog shit. You know what I mean? Like where's where's Sony these great games, God of War 4 and I give you Street Fighter 5, I give you the Uncharted, but that movie goddamn game they got coming out this month, and like fucking Knack and like come on man, like I don't understand it man, like I don't like this all this shit is foreign to me, you know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing, it's like they pushed.
Hello.
Yo.
Uh-oh.
Crap.
Oh man, yeah.
He was complaining about his connection.
Well, yep.
Yeah.
Crap gamer, come back to life.
Yeah.
Come back. Did opponent
honestly,
took him out.
Yeah, he got DOS. He got DDoS attack.
Opponent, but they abducted Show. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They got Show and they got Crap.
Hey, they taking us out, man. One by one. Yo, fuck with this side. Didn't you motherfucking see Power yesterday? That shit was off the fucking. You guys don't watch Power?
What's that?
Oh my fucking god, white boys, y'all killing me. The fucking show.
What is it?
Power, the fucking show that comes on Stars with 50 Cent. It's a fucking like a.
Oh no.
It's like a. You ever heard of The Wire?
Yeah.
Okay, it's something like that, but 20 times. Yo, Power's off the fuck. You guys go check it on demand. Guys, 2 seasons. God damn.
It's good.
Is it good? Shit. Everybody's talking about Power. That shit was crazy.
Well, we gotta get Crap back up here, so I don't know what we're gonna do.
He'll pop back in.
Wait, let me ask you a question. When I host it, if I leave the call, well, I never call, but does it close? Does it close the Google Hangout?
No, it does
Okay,
not.
all right,
We're gonna have to make another Google Hangout.
No, we can't. This motherfucker's live. People are here. You can't make another one. He can come back in. Once this shit go, you can come back in.
Okay.
So, anyway,
all right, so on the subject at hand, though, people are very reactionary, and that includes, I think, all of us. But I mean, you think that the holidays won just because of this is just foolish. I mean,
it's not. I won't even say that. I'm just not betting against. I'm not betting on black.
No, they're smart. And they're very good with hardware. I know that Mooch doesn't like it that much, but they do know how to make. See, the thing with the Xbox, and this is why I say you need a redesign. That console is just a plain box. It's just basically a cooling device. Unfortunately, you really can't make that look hot. You can't. Unfortunately, in my opinion, you can maybe make it. When the biggest thing for Microsoft moving forward, I think, obviously the games and first party, they desperately need to redesign. They need to do this as well because they have Fallout. Fallout 4 is a huge game, just like you guys are saying. But their idea of the limited console is going to give you value. They're not going to give you some sticker or some etched in, Pip-Boy or whatever. They should, but they don't. They just haven't been doing that. And I think because of the box the way it is, it's not really a sleek box. So I think that they definitely need to relaunch this console.
I mean, I think they played this safe. The whole Red Ring of Death. Here's the thing, me personally, I don't really my console, my shit's at the bottom. I don't even give a fuck what my console looks like.
Let me just see. That's what I wanted to say real quick. Is all of us have our consoles either on the bottom of an entertainment center or somewhere you don't see it. When was the last time anybody bought a really cool looking toaster?
But the thing is that people do like that though. You look at the numbers. You look at Destiny. You look at Batman. They sell.
Well, wait a minute. I mean, as long as my shit works, I don't. I guess by looking, but as long as my shit works, at the end of the day, I can give a fuck what my Blu-ray player looks like. I can give a fuck what my cable box looks like. As long as the motherfucker works, I cut it on, it does what I want it to do. Just give me my games.
There's a big push because they limit it off the get-go for the white PS4, the white Xbox. Now, myself personally, I prefer my equipment to be black because when you have all of the equipment underneath your entertainment center, to have a white box, it sticks out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, like, why do you want to have that? So, but nonetheless, what are we? We're all human beings. What do we all like? We all love what we can't have. So when Microsoft and Sony were like, well, no, we're only coming out with just a black PS4 and a black Xbox One. We're not going to do the white ones. Well, then we were like, you know what? I would actually like to have a white one. Of course you would, because I'm not giving it to you, asshole. So it's like now you got all these people push for the PlayStation one that was the Destiny one. The Sunset Overdrive white one sold big time. Why did it sell big time? Because Sunset Overdrive was in it or Destiny? No, because Destiny sold better on the actual software on the Microsoft side. So it had nothing to do with Destiny. It was the idea that it was a white console. So you're right, Tim. It does sell initial numbers off the get-go, but realistically, it doesn't really matter long. So when minute Xbox Slim comes out, guess what? Great, grand, wonderful. Maybe they'll sell 250,000 consoles off the bat. Good. After that, it doesn't matter. People are going to stick it back at the bottom of their entertainment center.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Well, I kind of disagree with you. I do think people like to initially get a sleek-looking thing, even though I agree.
Listen, I think the PS4, I don't think it's a fucking door stopper. It's like an uneven
eraser.
Yeah,
an eraser from third grade.
Yeah, you know, I'm just long. At the end of the day, if it looks cool, if it doesn't, as long as the shit works. You know what I mean? Like, and I can get it, you know, I guess, you know, at the end of the day, they couldn't make it as sexy as they wanted to because, you know, the Xbox One, you don't have to cut the motherfucker off. You're not worried about it overheating at all. I mean, to me, that's what's, you know, the most important thing.
You know, the thing is that people like saying this is going to jettison PlayStation 4 to a win. You know, that predominantly in November, parents buy. Yeah, some parents will buy that, but parents will buy the deal. And Black Friday, Xbox is going to probably.
You're saying $279?
$279, I think, is going to be the price. I do think you're going to see a $299 brick and mortar house deals throughout the month. Xbox, like I said, Xbox is determined not to lose this holiday, and I think that they aren't going to lose this holiday in NPD at least. You know, Europe's another story. Backwards compatibility.
Let me ask you guys something. As we got Coach D with us now.
Coach D is here.
Coach D, finally.
I'm a little teed off too.
Okay,
man, I can't stand this little web browser soiree that's going on between Google and Windows.
Edge didn't work, right? You had a problem with Edge?
Huh?
Did you have a problem with the Microsoft Edge? Because I had a problem with the Edge originally.
Well, it wouldn't let me in Hangouts, man. Every time I tried to go into Hangouts, it kept, you know, saying it's installing the stuff, and then it just, you know, it wasn't.
Yeah, you have to use Google. You have to use Google, I think.
And then when I went to Chrome, it gave me like 2 X's, like, you know, your privacy settings and all this other little trash. I'm like, what?
Just like I don't understand this. What's all this mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, let me ask you guys something, okay? So we're done with July NPD. Out of, you know, we're gonna have August, September, October, November, December. If you had to guess who was gonna win those NPDs, Microsoft or Sony, out of the next 5 months, what would you say? Because I'm gonna say Microsoft wins August. They're gonna lose September.
What's going on in August?
Well, August was
clearing out the SKUs. They're clearing out the
August is Rare Replay, Gears of War, and they just had a great Gamescom where apparently their sales picked up a lot. Is what I heard.
Man, I don't know. I don't see it happening.
What does Sony have out though? They didn't. Sony
never had shit out. Crap, they just win every fucking month.
But neither one of them.
They won last month by 30,000. Xbox hasn't had a game all year really, except for Ori.
Yeah.
Now you have 2 big franchises coming out. Plus you had that PlayStation.
I thought Gamescom, which was all positive news. Like they can't, you know what I mean? Like, god damn, like, you know what I mean? Like even with the announcement of backwards compatibility, so Microsoft has been announcing big things.
They haven't advertised backwards compatibility.
But hey, you're not gonna see the Gamescom bump until August. NPD.
Exactly.
So that's why
this stuff takes a little time.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying a lot of people, even though it's a small thing, have a lot of passion for Rare, and Rare Replay, I'm hearing, did incredibly well. So I think that's gonna push Microsoft to win And they're not going to need much.
They're clearing out. Listen, they also got the Madden bundle. They got the FIFA bundle.
Yes, Madden,
they're also
FIFA
clearing
bundles.
out. They're clearing out the old MCC SKUs. So there's $299 Xbox One on eBay. There the Best Buy TV with the free Xbox. You're going to see a win, in my opinion, for August. September is definitely going to go to Sony.
Yeah, they have
October, November.
September. They have Metal Gear and they have a new Destiny bundle.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think you'll see 2 out of the 3 months, possibly all clean sweep for Xbox. I don't see them. I think Black Friday, just like last year, they will.
I wouldn't put it past them to see a $250 Xbox One, like some of the smaller SKUs, like the or some of the clear outs and stuff.
With no game, and this is system with no game.
Like I said,
no, they'll have one with a game. I think like maybe
250 and the game. God,
well, yeah, all Xbox Ones come with Gears Ultimate. That's not a bundle. That's just all Xbox Ones come with that now.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yeah.
But they'll be creative. Like I said, this is just a knee-jerk reaction. People will say, "Oh, Sony won November." It's just a knee-jerk reaction. You know what I mean?
It is, and you got people knee-jerking on both sides. You're like, you got the fanboy, just like with that whole. It's like as an Xbox fan, I think Xbox fans are a little bit defensive and jumpy too. Like you'll see them, man, Microsoft needs to do a bundle like that. And my point to that would be, look, Sony is ahead this generation. Microsoft could have, Microsoft has a deal with Fallout 4. I still probably think Fallout 4 is going to sell better on PS4. Why? Because there's a larger install base, and so a custom console would really just cost Microsoft money, right? Because they're still going to get beat with the sales of that game. So why waste money? Yeah, why waste money on that? You know what I'm saying? I can see why they're investing in the first-party stuff because you're going to have – what would you have them give up? The Halo 5 bundle coming out end of October, early November, or would you rather them have a Fallout bundle? For me, the Fallout bundle wouldn't mean shit, but, hey, maybe you think about picking up another Xbox.
Another game that's interesting whatsoever. Fallout.
Yeah, well, I'm not a Fallout fan, so, you know what I mean? Like, to me, that's like when they have a marketing deal with that, I'm sure maybe Sony fans would be happy with that. Like, yeah, but for me, I'm like, meh. You same thing with Dark Souls 3. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like, these third-party deals mean absolutely nothing to me. Like, it didn't mean anything to me with Witcher. That's stupid. It didn't mean anything to me when it was Call of Duty. What does it mean to you as a gamer when you're getting a company you prefer, a plastic box you prefer, they're paying for marketing rights for a game? How does that do anything for you as gamers?
They don't do housekeeping. As gamers, they don't really. From what I see, and I'm in this every day, and this is an honest statement. From what I see, they don't really. What's going on at home? They don't care about getting features for PlayStation 4 or talking to Yoshida and getting this and getting that. They just care about basically beating the Xbox and winning bragging rights over Xbox fans. Because like when this thing hit, I got like 50 messages from like Sony fanboys like going crazy. Yeah. In my case, if Microsoft did something good, I'd be talking to my fellow fans of the community and the executives, but for them it really is it's a weird thing. They're just very focused on Xbox. I think it stems from insecurity, just the fanboys. I'm not saying everyone, but I just see it, like you got to take care of what's going on at home. You have nothing this holiday. You can tell me this and that. You could say I got a game from the it's on it and whatever the fuck's going on over there. That's cool. That might be a cool game. But that game is not a heavy hitter. Not many people are really going to buy that game, in my opinion. Maybe
what game is that?
Persona 5. They don't even know when it's coming out, though. Like, do they?
I don't think it's coming out this year.
I still don't think it's coming out this year.
They don't ask for. That's the thing. You're so.
I don't think it's coming out this year. I think it's going to launch in person.
I guess it appeals to a certain. Showtime loves that goddamn game. But
I know he loves it. He loves it.
Gundam style.
Gundam style. You know what I mean?
But that's not a heavy hitter. That's their biggest game, and that's not a heavy hitter.
It's not a AAA. I guess
you could say it's a AAA, but it's not a heavy hitter. It's not a blockbuster. It is a
And doesn't it
relatively
feel
small
to-
game. There's nothing really next gen about it. I mean,
Isn't it true that No Man's Sky might get delayed too? I'm hearing that there's no.
Looks like it's due. And that's the thing. You're not taking care of what's going on in your own. I mean, you're asking for. You still haven't gotten a folder. Oh, you know,
But no, they got though. They got the big update. I will give them this. They got one up on Microsoft. You can stream straight from the.
Yeah,
PS4
no,
to
that's big.
That's
but
nice.
you know, like I said, you know, that's something that Microsoft's going to follow, and they'll have that as well. But
everybody gonna follow suit.
Yeah, when you got YouTube or you got all these things like Netflix, anything that comes out on one console, you just start to stopwatch. It's a matter of time before the other guy gets. So those are now. There's no. By the time you use the bragging rights, the other console's already got it.
Except for the stuff like. Or the green screen stuff with the Microsoft
Studios.
Yeah, the Upload Studio completely crapped all over the Share Factory, and there's nothing Sony can do because they don't have a camera peripheral that's as good as the Kinect.
Right.
So I mean that's something that and people don't even really talk about that anymore. It's like I had some idiot on my timeline today talking about how the better PSN hashtag was just a conspiracy and nobody really wanted a better PSN, and you know it was good. I couldn't tell if he was joking or not, but he was like, "It's good to have scheduled maintenance. What's wrong with that?" And I was just like,
"Yeah, he was trolling."
At that point, I was like,
"He was trolling, but he was trolling badly."
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, man, come on, man. And then I checked, and he had a picture because I usually don't really converse with like the egg Twitter people, like you know what I'm saying. Like I don't even bother. But he had a picture, but then he only had one follower and was only following like 15 people. So
he made the account for us.
Yeah, it was just a troll. It was just a troll account.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're not even comparable as far as services. They're not. Like that fallacy's been proven. You know, over and over again. So I mean, like, look, you can sit there and be happy. Like, they were all happy about Destiny last year, and what happened? That game crashed, and PSN was a joke. They couldn't even run Minecraft, you know?
I just remember last gen when it was the other way around. I mean, I didn't get that excited about games that were going to be on PlayStation 3. I mean, they act like these games are exclusive. They did it with Destiny. And you know they act like it's theirs just because they have a marketing deal. Like I said, Fallout 4. That game's going to be on PlayStation 4. To me, it's not that big of a deal.
It's not.
Give me a big game that only I can have on my console. You know what I mean? Or my console preference. That's what matters. At least to me. People say, you know, third parties driving force, this and that. I guess we'll find out. My money's on Microsoft to do a clean sweep, or at least 2 or 3. But you know,
I got like I said, I got Microsoft. I got Microsoft August, Sony September, Microsoft October, November, and December. I just think that they're gonna.
I just think they're gonna win November.
I'm with crap.
I'm gonna believe the 5th. I ain't betting against.
They're gonna win the holiday season, probably November and December.
I believe it when I see it.
October, they gotta win.
Well, they got Halo 5 coming out October 27th, so.
You know what you're gonna do? All you motherfuckers on the 360, you cheap bastards. I'm in these Xbox groups. I see you motherfuckers posting pictures of your setup. You proud that guy. Come on now, you fucking killing us. Come join us.
Hey, did you see that Xbox 360 physical sales? Xbox 360 physical sales were number 2 in NPD last month. Xbox 360, but apparently that had a lot to do with like backwards compatibility. Like people are going out and buying Xbox 360 games physically to play backwards compatible games. So that's
just
huge.
To have them while they can get them.
You know, and they also haven't marketed backwards compatibility. That's coming. All that's coming. So you know, for the knee-jerk reaction. Is it out for everybody already? What, the backwards compatibility?
Update of November, doesn't it?
No, November. You know, it's not even close.
So then I think just because we get it so early, I think you know it already feels like natural. So those that don't have it, you know, is still waiting on it, so they don't know what in the world we're talking about. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could do a rare bundle. You could do a rare bundle with like 10. You could do a rare bundle. I was talking about this on my other show. You could do a rare bundle with EA Access. You could do a 50-game bundle for a family. You know what I mean? It really.
Tim, you pointed out though, like I said August, and people were like, "Why do you think they're going to win August?" And you pointed out a good reason: Madden bundle, FIFA bundle. You have Rare Replay and all that stuff that would
They're
Gears.
also clearing out the SKUs. People don't realize
that. The clear outs, yes. So I think that, and look, they're not even going to need it. If Sony only got 220 in July, Microsoft would only need 230, which is like 35, 40,000.
30K, and they got Gears, and by the way, Gears. I know from talking to a couple people, off the hook, it looks good on the single player. They say it looks unbelievable.
Yeah.
That is not just a put a little polish on it. That is they're saying that game is
Wait, which game?
Really Gears the Ultimate Edition. That is not just
that
like
comes out in another week.
Yeah,
I asked Phil to hit the switch on mine, man.
And we get Madden early. Just so you know, we get Madden early at the 20th.
Speaking of which, are any of you motherfuckers getting Madden?
I was thinking about getting
it. I'm going with 2K, man. But
if you get Madden, I'll get Madden on one condition, because I know Zaire could pull this off. I want you set a league up. I got a couple people that want to join. They'll buy the game if we get a league. So every week you got to link up with these people. You got to play.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
you set a league up. I'll play. I left Madden for 3 years.
With the Madden. I got to see something different, man. I got to see something.
Hey, last year's Madden I thought was pretty good. It looked pretty good. I will say
Madden 25 was dog shit.
Yeah, Madden 25. That's because it was straight ported and up-res. But I thought Madden 15 actually played pretty good. If you guys have EA Access, it's in there.
Yeah,
and I think
right?
Hey Tim, that EA Access bundle is a really good deal. You get Madden you get Madden a 1 terabyte Xbox One and a 1-year subscription to EA Access for $3.99. So I think
that's hitting. The bundles are hitting the brick and mortar houses, the GameStop this week.
Yeah,
that's basically what happened. That PS4 deal was.
Madden lied to us.
Xbox One. I mean,
they said it was going to be living worlds inside that dang on game, and I don't see it. I still see the same old
read
mechanics. Are you supposed to see the coach get all teed off and you know what I'm saying, and all that little trash, man? You don't see none of that stuff that they said it was going to be in the game.
We just need a new engine. I mean, that's the bottom line.
EA doesn't have an incentive to make a better football team. They don't have any competition. You know what I mean? They don't have. That's why we're so excited about that Joe Montana. Listen, I got to file a contract on that motherfucker's head. That fucking developer fucking what the fuck with Joe Montana? Talking about, my God, that was such a cracking shit. He trolled everybody with that shit. You know what I mean? He put that goddamn article out. What the fuck was Joe Montana? Was that his official account? Talking about he's at the Microsoft.
He was at Microsoft, and I mean we all got trolled pretty bad.
I was excited, man. Like, God damn. Like, I was ready to go, but sorry.
We were. Hey, speaking of EA and EA Access, something pretty interesting happened with Peter Moore and an interview on GameSpot that kind of made my day the other day. You didn't hear about this, Next Gen?
No way. I've been waiting. I was waiting all weekend. Whatever.
Yeah, I was too, really. But I heard about this. Tim, you might know a little bit more about it. GameSpot was interviewing Peter Moore, the EA guy, and they were asking him about EA Access and about it coming to PS4. And I guess they were like, they kept on hounding Peter Moore about this, trying to make it look like it was Microsoft's bad, like it was EA's bad. And then what happened, Tim?
Well, basically, the interviewer didn't know what the hell happened, and Peter Moore he kept pressing him, just like you said, and Peter Moore's like, basically ask Sony, because but he didn't say it. He said, I don't have it verbatim what he said, but he came off really funny, and the interviewer was just completely.
He said something like on the lines of, it's not on there, it's doing great on Xbox.
Right. He goes, what about PS4? And he goes, it's irrelevant. It's like exactly. Well, he really. You got to read it. It's in the GameStop. The guy got the interviewer looked like a fool because
that won me back after Peter Moore's comments that nobody plays single player games. I mean, honestly, Peter Moore. Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, though.
Second game they don't did that trash with, man.
Well, okay, let's be honest here, right? People don't play crappy Battlefield campaigns because they're usually pretty bad and only a couple hours long. But, I like the Call of Duty ones. I always play through campaigns. That's what I do first.
Well, this should somewhat give you guys a little bit of fear, and I'm going to be a purchaser of Battlefront 2. But the only fear I've got going into this is every game since all of us were, 5 years old? Any time a game came out in the same month or 13 days before a movie came out, it usually sucked. So my problem here is that I'm thinking that with Peter Moore's comments, we see what's happening. They say all the other Star Wars games have always had a single player, so it's not like you're like, well, Mooch, no, they've always done this. No, they haven't. I think they're rushing this product out, which is why I think they're going to piecemeal it. I think you're going to see a lot of stuff added after the fact. Now, maybe they're going to charge you for that, too. So I think that this Star Wars Battlefront, this is another thing where look, Microsoft, I think, is playing their cards right with this. They didn't get involved with it. They didn't want to get the rights for the marketing. This could kind of blow up a little. I think it's going to be a little bit of a anti-consumer type of game when it's all said and done. You're losing for. You're losing.
It's going to be more like on the lines of Destiny.
Yeah, really. No story, no idea what's going on. You're just going to plunk yourself into a character and occasionally Darth Vader shows up.
Going around danger.
Yeah.
No, hey, look, I'm not gonna hate on it, right? Because I think the game looks phenomenal, and the most important thing about
that's your game, Battlefront guy.
Battlefront is my thing, and I've been this game is 10 years in the making for me.
You know what,
didn't Battlefield 4 look amazing? Battlefield 4 looked amazing. That sucked.
Well, yeah, I'll be honest. I never really messed around with the online of Battlefield 4.
We can't say it's going to be great because it looks good. Everything looks good on the demo.
Well, no, hey,
except for Uncharted 4 that it freezes.
I kind of took that off my list a little bit.
But look, I'm looking forward to it. Like I think it probably you're right as far as the content and stuff. Like they're giving you free DLC like a week after the movie releases or whatever apparently, and there's some other stuff. So yeah, I agree. Like. To that extent, but as a Battlefront guy, this is 10 years in the making. The last Battlefront game came out in November 2005, so this is 10 years in between games, so I'm definitely going to get it. And, I already have it pre-ordered and stuff like that, so I'm excited for it. And just because Sony has the marketing on it, look, I'm going to say this. It's a short dev time, a couple years, 2.5 years or whatever, but again, there is no single-player element, so at least the multiplayer should be good. And the fact that they're using a third-person mode, which means they didn't just slap a skin over Battlefield, it means they had to build this correctly. I'm excited for it. Plus, it's 900p on PS4, so we got that going for us too. We get to hear the hypocrisy, right? Because 900p is terrible when it's on Xbox One, but when it's on PS4, it's perfectly fine. So yeah, I mean, I think that's an interesting. They're using that damn resource-heavy.
What's called? What the fuck? What's the name of that goddamn engine? The Dice.
Frostbite.
Yeah.
But didn't they say they were supposed to be hooking that shit up with DX12?
Not this game. No, the developer wants it to be a minimum requirement for games in 2016.
Here's the thing: the Frostbite engine, the way they have it, is a resource hog, so that's why they're having so much problems with it. And I think that
if that game was 720p on the goddamn Xbox One, fuck that.
I think it is gonna be.
What you talking about, the Metal Gear?
No, Battlefront.
Hey, what you was in the coma just now? I'm fucking.
Yeah, I was sitting here reading the comments.
Well, no. Look, he was pulling a John Doe.
I was reading the comments.
Well, what the Frostbite developer wants is he wants moving forward in 2016 that the minimum requirement for developers is to use DirectX 12.
I mean, everyone's going to use it, though. I mean,
yeah, but they're saying that every game should be moving forward, should be DirectX 12, which is right.
Tim, it saves them money. It's easy to port from PC to console. It
forces them. Like you have still games that are coming out even in the last year. DirectX 9. I mean, you need to move. You need to move.
Why? Because Tim, you have the PS3 and the 360, which are equivalent to DirectX 9.
Exactly.
So that's why, again, but even with the PS4 and the Xbox One, we have I've been saying this for about 2 years now. We have yet to really see what these consoles will do, because even with these multiplats, they still have to be made around the parameters of DirectX 9. But even with fucking good as fucking Tomb Raider looks, that same game has to be made around the parameters of DirectX 9 because it's coming on the 360, which it shouldn't fucking be.
Well, I don't know if that's true, because Crap was saying they have async compute. They have async. You were saying they have async shaders.
Okay, yeah,
right?
I was reading this. Rise of the Tomb Raider uses async compute to render volumetric lighting on Xbox One.
That's a DirectX 12 feature.
Okay, but I'm gonna say.
Wait a minute, wait. Z, I gotta say something real quick. I'm gonna let you. That's a DX12 feature, right? Somebody just said that.
Yeah.
Okay. So PS4 going to get the 360 port or what?
His ears perked up quickly.
Let me clarify what I'm saying. What I mean, of course, the Xbox One is going to be the prettier version, but you have 5. You have about 5.5 gigs of RAM within the Xbox One. Not even so much as graphics, but it could have been a bigger world. Maybe you could have went inside every building, every crevice. That's as far as that. You can't do all that because that same, even though the Xbox One version will look better, it's the same goddamn games as the 360. You're going to go the same levels. Just the Xbox One looks.
Well, it's two different developers, so we don't know that that's exactly true.
What? Titanfall, same goddamn game. It's going to be the
still
same
two
game.
different developers, but like Forza Horizon 2. You look at Forza Horizon 2. That game on Xbox One was vastly larger than it was on 360. You couldn't drive.
Not only that, hey, you guys, you remember the free Fast and Furious thing? I played it on both. It was completely different on 360. It sucked. It was like bad. It was like really bad.
But you're talking about in-house Microsoft. We're talking about a third-party air. And like I said, what I said there, that came from a developer. I'm not going to say names. But last generation has to die. That's why Ubisoft looking like that they're not supporting supposed to be in 2016, because if this generation is to move forward, they have to stop.
Well, they already said next year is they're not going to
stop doing that.
I think pretty much everybody's cutting off except for like sports games and stuff is like they're cutting it off next year. But they're not cutting off any of the services or anything.
Activision is going to be a Call of Duty for the PS3 and the 360 next year also.
Yeah. Well, they probably will. Who knows? It depends. Look, how well will Call of Duty sell on the 360? You know what I mean? There's people. Yeah, there's still people. That was the #1 selling Call of Duty on the platform. 360 Advanced Warfare sold best.
But 98 million goddamn consoles or some shit like that.
Yeah. It is. It's impressive as hell that there's that many on there. But eventually, that stuff is fading away faster and faster, and you're gonna have. I think that the backwards compatibility thing is making people they're gonna jump a little bit quicker now. That's why you're seeing 360 sales.
But is that really? But who the fuck buys the next generation console to play a whole game? We had that console for 10 fucking years.
Yeah, but check this out. Depending on what year. Hey, depending on what year they jumped into that generation.
I've been here since 2005. God
yeah, so was I. But check this out, though. Look, not everybody. But look at this. There's a lot of slow periods in this generation so far. A lot of slow, no games releasing. Why not have, if you can play, I would rather play a backwards compatible game with achievements and all that stuff that looks pretty good compared to an 8-bit indie game. That's all I'm going to say. I would much rather do that. I don't care about soccer cars.
This generation, though, I'm going to be honest, and this generation has been very lackluster. And you know why?
Let's wait until Crackdown. Let's wait until Crackdown 3.
No. The reason why I say that is because there has never been a generation in gaming that when you had the Super Nintendo, once the N64 came out, that was it for the Super Nintendo. But they're still making games because there's never been a generation that's been as successful as the 7th gen. There were no losers last generation. PS4.
No, it was a big jump. It was a big jump from PS2.
It sold about 85, 90 million goddamn consoles. It's never been done that way before. You know what I mean? So the last generation lasted too fucking long. But.
Well, yeah, and you know what? And their games at the end were very good. Like you look at Halo 4, and that game's looks better than Destiny in my opinion. At least on Halo MCC, but I do think that this generation next year, when we start to see the cloud stuff, that you really might have a different kind of.
Do you have one game that screamed like that? This is next generation, you know what I mean? This is it. Damn.
This generation's just been about basically 360 and PS3 games at 1080p. Let's be honest.
Hey, well, I will say this:
1080p for PS4.
To me, the PS4, is the PS3 remastered. That's what it is because they are. Just look at the stuff. It's like and they're saying there's going to even be more PS3 games remastered on there. So it's like you're getting that Beyond Two Souls crap and the Heavy Rain crap and this and that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, where does that stop?
But it's working for them, crap.
Is it?
He win every goddamn month, and then PDs is working for them.
Well,
and their fans, they're not complaining about it.
Because
this is the problem, crap.
Look, let's be honest.
Their fans are not complaining about it. They're happy for those remasters.
Hey, well, I don't understand. I don't understand. They really are. They really.
It's him. They're throwing them in our face. They put them against our Gears and our fucking, our Halo. We got you come on. We do the show every week. You see the same fucking list of exclusives, and they putting it in their fucking list of games.
It is pretty. It is sad. I agree.
So Sony doesn't have an incentive to do anything different. You understand what I'm saying? They do whatever.
Well, like I said, that's also the fans are focused on us and Phil Spencer. They tweet Phil Spencer. They don't tweet Yoshida. I don't understand.
Because they get blocked and get banned.
Yeah, they get blocked.
Me, that's crazy as hell. Yoshida will block you fast as hell. I'm not disrespectful to anybody on Twitter. I'm not a stalker. And I tweeted 5 developers in my whole goddamn Twitter career. And that's something like I asked them about that red line. Was it true? Was it a problem? I didn't. Hey man, I don't do that weird shit because I don't like when it's done to me. I block them motherfucker quick. Motherfucker block me. Like, what? He said no. Block me. I'm like, yo, you cocksucker, you corporate cocksuckers.
Oh no. Let's not get into that, sir.
No, fuck that. So, yeah, fucking block me, you bitch. What's that about? Well, yeah, I was very disrespectful. I didn't use any 4-letter words or anything, man. What the fuck was that about? You know what I mean? Remember they showed the PS4 in the case and they had that red line at one of those shows or something? You know what I mean?
Well, I said, well, go on.
Oh, I was going to say, Tim, man, there's something I've been wanting to talk about all week since me and you went back and forth on that cloud compute stuff on Twitter.
Right.
All week I wanted to talk because, okay, look, like Tim was like saying, he goes, well, third parties will definitely use cloud computing, and then Sony will use it. You know what I mean? Like they'll put it on Sony stuff, and I was like, well, no, I don't really see that happening. We kind of went back and forth, not arguing, but he thought that I was upset because I wanted this thing to be Microsoft only, and my whole point with that was, no, I would love for third parties to use that cloud computing on third-party games, even if it's on, even if they're going to do it on Sony.
That's the only way that you're going to be able to get it to go is to include Sony.
Yeah, I agree. But then my whole point was, do you guys actually think third parties will do that, or do you think that's wishful thinking on Phil Spencer's part?
That's a good idea, because if something go bad, they can be like, see, this is Microsoft's fault.
That's
another issue with that.
In my opinion, this is listen. I'm going to be honest. I talked to people internally about that, and I said, well, this is a big cog for us. You know, we have something that we can differentiate the product from. You know what I mean? And I was shot back. Well, the truth of the matter is that Sony's going to see third party. So that to me, that's the reason why I basically was talking about it, is because that's the reality. Sony is going to see third party, but the jaw-dropping stuff, the next generation stuff, is going to be really in exclusive first party. Yeah. That's why. That's why the money. That's where the money's going. Okay.
I just wish they would take advantage of some of them with the dedicated servers.
Yeah, that was my point too, Showstopper. I told Tim, I was like, if these third-party developers won't even use the Azure for dedicated servers, what makes anybody think?
Listen, yeah, I understand your point, but the thing is that let's look at Crackdown 3. We all agree that's insane, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pushing it.
You know that you can go inside the buildings and you can
every building,
and there's gas pipes that you can blow up in the building. It's insane.
It's weed, you can smoke it, and we agree with that.
You know what I mean?
You can even sit at the table.
You're a developer, and you want to take that next step because you've done the same thing over and over, and you're an actual ambitious developer, and you want to make your game stand out. You're gonna. It's just the natural evolution that you're gonna come and you're gonna want to use this technology.
I agree with that.
I just think they just gotta, if they're gonna make 2 versions anyway, then the definitive version will be PC and
Windows 10 and Xbox One.
And Windows 10, which will be on.
From what I understand, that this has to be done on the Azure network.
Yes.
I'm not positive about that, but that means that.
No, you're right.
And Crap was telling me, well, he says there's no way, and it's possible. You're right. Sony might say no way. Yeah. And that really is a way that Sony might hunker down this generation, is because, let's be honest. They did not plan for this. You can call out Xbox for all you want about 1080p and 900p and all that stuff.
No.
The PS4, like I said, after Crackdown was shown, the PS4, you look at it and it looks like an old last-gen toy. That's all it looks like. There's nothing next-gen.
The day I came on this show, I've always said, when you buy a PS4, you've already maxed out the minute you pull it out of the box.
Yes,
it's maxed out on
this
day one.
This is some crazy stuff Microsoft's on. Now you're gonna have people that are gonna say it's fake, they don't want to see it in my house and this and that. Like the bottom line is just that this is the future. And if you don't think it's the future, you're an absolute moron. Because there's no way locally that you could play in that type of city, walking through all those type of buildings, blowing up gas pipes without, cloud compute.
And to further that point, Tim, the devs said even their big time computers and stuff can't do that without cloud compute. So no, like you're talking like these $20,000 PCs, like twice the amount of next gen's PC, and they can't do this stuff, right? But they can't do the stuff that cloud compute. So basically, I agree 100% that is probably where the future is. But my doubt is that this generation sees a lot of that because. First of all, Sony's probably not in a big hurry to test that.
Sony's not going to want to do it because they're not a part of it.
Yeah, and who really would pay that, right? Like, okay, Microsoft would probably let the third-party developers use their Azure thing to put Xbox for free, right? But who's going to pay for the PlayStation versions of that? Is it Sony or the third party is going to have to put up the money for that? Like that would be my
third party.
Yeah, so I mean, what?
Well, listen, Microsoft.
Unfortunately, if we want to move forward this generation, and people might get mad that we have to include Sony. We have to include them because. In my opinion, yes, because these third-party developers will just be doing the Madden thing. They'll be doing the Madden thing. When Crackdown hits. People, like I said, you don't know when you're playing that game and you're freaking blowing up and you're leveling the city and you have a rubble below you and you have played something that you've never played in your life before. You know what? People are going to say, holy shit, I want to see more of this. When you're playing Sea of Thieves and let's just say the water has cloud compute and the water's coming over you while you're shooting a cannon and it's falling over you and it has crazy, physics. You're gonna say, "I want to see more."
Okay, this whole what you're saying right there, all that is true, right? That's why it's important, and I'm counting on the gaming industry, for their artistic side to come forward and say, you know what, I want our game, but Microsoft has the spirit; they have to lead. You understand what I'm saying? You have a full house in your hand. They have to first. Show it what it can do. Don't do it like the Kinect, and just let you got this great piece of technology just there. You know what I mean?
I agree. They have to be aggressive, but that's not Microsoft.
They have this spirit. So all of Microsoft exclusives, you know what I mean? Because according to Phil Spencer, that they're doubling down on their own IPs. So they're going forward. Should no more Microsoft exclusive not have some part of the cloud?
I would say you got to have at least one more Crackdown type deal, like where you got to have like a GTA or something.
I mean, you need more than that. They spend billions of dollars on it. You need more.
But I'm just saying, like in incubation right now, you need another Crackdown. You can't just have Crackdown. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. They got all these games coming out with 16. I won't say 16.
It's a slow process, though. That's why when guys say that they're going to have a new console in 2017, I laugh. This is just getting started. Well, people say it's going to be a short console.
I say 18, 19. That's
the bottom line is that all fanboy shit aside, okay? If you're a fucking fanboy and you're looking at that and you're saying, like I see some of these guys, I need a seat in my house. I'm not really that impressed. You know what? You're an asshole, and you're trying to bring games down. Because that is a way for us as gamers, okay?
But then should move forward.
Move forward. This is not 1080p 900p. If Crackdown was 900p, it doesn't matter because of what you're playing, the scale of what you're playing. Just think of all the possibilities. So moving forward, this is a big thing, and if they really want it to go, you're gonna have multi-plats using it.
The reason why it's getting so much hate, is because Microsoft leading the front for innovation towards gaming online. They are the front runners for it right now. Mm-hmm. Sony is not there at all. You know what I'm saying? And they having problems with their online network, and it's like things that where Microsoft is right now compared to where they are, they way behind.
Look at the say like this show. This is what I've been told. I've been saying this from day one. Sony's strong suit is the fact that they can have that powerful console and have the power supply within the console. That's what they do. They make things. They are a hardware company. Microsoft is a network and software. That's what they do. They pay the bills. So they always will be leap years ahead of Sony in what they can do. In terms of this. And like I said, and people don't give Microsoft enough credit. They have always, since they're the youngest out of the Nintendo when Sony comes to home consoles, but since they came to the game, they have been pushing the industry forward. One man said, we have some of the smartest motherfuckers in the world working for us. We are the inventors of DirectX. You know what I mean? You think we don't know how to make a console? You know what I mean? So like I said, they're always pushing forward with technology. That's what they do. You know what I mean? That's not nothing new to me. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Look at they really do get.
Probably was pushing the lead in the front. It would probably be a different tone around a lot of the stuff that we.
But look at we talking about a damn near $1 trillion company to these motherfuckers selling bills and keep lights on. It's not. They're not even on the same scope. Nowhere. Like, it's being honest. You know what I mean? Like, if Microsoft won, that's why I miss what's that arrogant motherfucking name? Be the fucking
Don Matrick.
Be the beast that you are. Fuck all that playing nice.
They're too nice, I think.
Phil is too fucking friendly. Be the beast that you are.
When do you think Microsoft's going to stop being they've been doing this polite thing for a long time now, and I think it'll carry out. I'm wondering how long this is going to go till they use their own goddamn force and start choking companies out.
They're never going to do that. They're never going to do that.
Well, I don't mean it. They won't do it. No, Tim, you don't understand, Tim. They won't do it visually on on social media. You will never see it. But what they'll do is they'll be like, your fingers hurt, now your back's going to hurt. They're just going to actually take something away from you on another land. They're giving shit away to companies, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. They're helping all these companies out. They're assisting, blah, blah, blah. They're being friendly to the media. If they start taking away this, taking away that, it's all behind-the-scenes shit. You'll see, people need Microsoft. Like Z said, they're the beast in the room. People are poking at this lion. They're poking at him. They're poking at him. Eventually, you're going to lose your hand.
I don't really understand why, though. Why they get to, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you're talking about the hate, right? Like, what was really funny, and we're gonna talk about this in a second, like the whole NeoGaf thing. But props to Major Nelson for laying the smackdown on NeoGaf, because he posted, they did that really cool kind of advertising for Star Wars thing, kind of like a sort of like how they did the Destiny thing with the cologne, right? You can't directly advertise Star Wars Battlefront, but they did this really cool video that came out, and it was really funny, and someone posted it. I think it was Statham posted it over in NeoGaf, right?
Yeah.
And then right away, the NeoGaf kids were all like, that's not funny, that's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And Major Nelson went in there, I guess, and posted, he's like, I know you guys don't like, me or Microsoft or Xbox or all the three, but, we were just having fun doing it, and it was just, he kind of laid the smackdown, and I think that's the kind of mentality you have to have. And
why not? Why not? Because you know what? You're getting stepped on, and they laugh at you, and they make fun of you, and they're working against you, and that's what we're going to go into.
Prime example. I know we did the whole podcast we took the fight for with Major Nelson. And this motherfucker offered him an olive branch. You remember that shit? What it was about E3 that he tried to bribe him or some shit like that.
Yeah, well, there's even more to that story now that we're gonna get into. I'd like next gen you weren't around, but okay, check this out. Okay, Bish, who I guess is the head mod at NeoGaf, and you know a lot about this stuff, Tim, right?
Yeah.
He's the head mod at NeoGaf, and he's one of the ones that bans Xbox people all the time, and people are wondering why, right? Well, it turns out that he used to work with Adam Boyes, the guy for Sony.
The white boy.
Media. Yeah. They worked together before.
The one that was in the commercial saying thanks.
And not only that, Adam Boyes supported his project.
Yes.
Right.
He gave him money. He gave him money for Kickstarter.
Monetary support. Yeah, Kickstarter. Adam Boyes. So basically, any kind of lawyer, like if this were some kind of case, and that would be a conflict of interest, and he wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? It's a huge conflict of interest. Adam Boyes gave this guy money, flat out.
Yeah.
There's no.
He gave him money, and they work together, and they're friends, and they're still friends. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So, and they worked at what was it? They at a PR firm or something.
Yeah, Beefy Media.
Okay, so that's a public relations firm. Guess what? Bish is still doing public relations, but he's doing it for Sony. Yes. And Adam Boyes paid the guy. He paid the guy.
And they wonder why. Listen. Media bias stuff and NeoGAF, and they were like, "Oh, you twats, you're just making it up." And all this stuff is happening.
I mean, cause that site there is shit. Don't get me wrong. We all are biased. I don't give a fuck what it is. Everyone has a, you have your favorite, whatever the case. It's cool. But I think when you're supposed to be a part of the media, you're supposed to you're supposed to be on a even, report the news. Don't, make the news to fit your agenda. You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? You don't like Xbox, you can't find the settings and shit like that. Like, what the fuck is that?
When that whole thing happened with NeoGAF, with Major Nelson, Tyler, the guy with the handshake that said that Major Nelson was bribing him for the handshake, he said, he replied and Major was being nice. Why, I don't know, but he was being nice, and he said, you can come on under our banner to E3. And Tyler came back and shot back, and he says, for the neutrality of the site, I don't think that's a good idea. This motherfucker's talking about neutrality. He has a fucking paid motherfucking top moderator banning Xbox fans left and right for his saying that they're astroturfing when he's astroturfing. NeoGAF is basically astroturfing. There's no two ways about it. What?
Did they get their credentials back?
I don't know. They were banned and they
weren't. They made up a lot of that. From that site, remember they talking about remember that, what was that guy's name that Sony posted? Sony Insider said that the developer was wasting too much money, and come to find the motherfucker's son was sick or some shit.
A
lot of fucked up shit came out of there. Like, what the fuck?
Listen, they propped up things against Xbox before launch. Okay, listen, NeoGAF is. Go on.
This is the reason why they had all these dang on insiders in that website?
Yes, exactly. And guess who was perpetrating that? Because guess who validates the insiders? Bish! And nobody in the media, nobody in the media will pick the story up because they're all a bunch of, I see people talking about, I don't want to give them hits. Look at the fucking situation. The guy worked with each other. Do people not remember what happened before launch? Do you remember when they pushed up this guy Seaboat? Remember downclock rumors? Remember the downclock and yields? You remember all that shit?
It was overheating and all that shit,
It was overheating, all that shit. The yield, the chip, the SRAM was too big. Guess what? That was all used to shit on Microsoft.
Yeah.
Connect the dots. It's there.
You're right.
And all you got to do is look at the fake. Remember how fake Thuway and he got busted by his...
The first time I talked to Thuway, I thought I was gonna be talking to this like really smart inside. The kid's I'm like I'm shaking my head. I'm talking to him. Yeah, he's really smart, but I'm like, this is a kid who knows nothing.
Yeah.
This is their insider. I mean, I almost blew my mind. I'm like on Skype. I'm like,
this it's like they was making them up or something, bro.
They did. Yes, they propped them up. They propped up.
They had so many insiders over there. I thought their nickname was.
I still remember Thuway saying this, right? He goes,
they had a whole bunch of
Xbox Live is totally broken. The dashboard is broken. You can't do anything on there. They won't be able to fix it for the first 6 months to a year after it releases. And I was like, are you serious? Come on. You know what I mean? And then so basically I called him out for that, even though Next Gen was trying to be nice to that chump. And I was like, dude, because he got caught. He got caught by his own studio. He got caught in his own bullshit.
Well, listen, people say how this gen gotten ugly. Did they say how this gen got? You're a prime example, Crap. You didn't even know who NeoGAF was until I really we started talking about it. And then you saw what the fuck was going on. And just like you, because I remember being on a beach one day, and I remember reading the downclock thread.
Did they try to push you back in thinking you were a whale too? Or was that just me?
I wasn't even on Twitter at the time, and I was enraged at what I was reading, because I knew it wasn't true. And that's where I am here, and that's where I am here today. And that's the way you become. Listen, that shit. that shit, and people say NeoGAF doesn't matter. They're very influential, and especially before launch, because they use these insiders who basically validated all fucking Sony insiders to go against Microsoft and to shit on the product and to make up fake shit. That is illegal. I mean, I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Why does Microsoft stop that shit?
Because Microsoft is just they're just gonna ignore it. But the bottom line is that you're ignoring it, but just realize that you got fucked. You got fucked, and you know what? You're either gonna say you can turn your back and be fucked, or you can say, you know what? Fuck you. Stand up for your product. Stand up for what happened.
And listen, Tim. That's why I'm saying they need to stop. Be the fucking beast that you are. You know what I mean?
They're too worried about. Listen, they're getting. They're too worried about PR and shit like that. You know what? Sony doesn't worry about it. They make their comments, and you know what? And you know Major Nelson. Just go read the NeoGAF thread with Major Nelson that Statham put up. Okay, I told him to put up that, and that's eventually why the thing is closed. You'll see my post up there. Okay, I knew exactly what was going to do. Did I set up Statham? I didn't really want to do that, but I just knew that they would do what they did. Go read the thread. He said the Y2K Rev. It's NeoGAF. It's a thread. It's Major Strikes Back is the thread. But you know the way they talk about fucking Major Nelson. I mean, just go read that thread. And if you don't see that there's a hate and that's the problem with gaming, then you're fucking clueless. Okay?
It is because
you can say Crap's a bad guy, Tim Dog's a bad guy. Those are the motherfuckers that started this fucking vitriol.
Yeah.
You know.
They made me the Sony the fanboys made me. But here's the thing: as much of an Xbox fan as I am, I still bought a PS4, and I think that's the difference. You know what I mean? Like those guys will never. And what are they doing? They even do illegal shit. They bought that Best Buy deal, right? And then take back the Xbox One to a different store and get a refund for it, right? I mean, that's illegal. They break the law and then post their shit on that site, and they're allowed to do that. I mean, to me, and all their insiders were basically like, look, me and Next Gen could be insiders, right? We guess a lot of stuff all the time, right? But then you look at all the stuff they were exposed for. Look, Dewey, he got busted by Naughty Dog. And so the group that he loved so much was the one that came out and said, no, we weren't showing shit. Right? So boom, there's one down. And then you got Mortimer, right? He was like, oh, 720p, whatever.
Xbox being sold off.
Yeah, exactly, right? Oh, yeah, he said it was getting sold to Amazon. He said all kinds of stuff. So he got exposed and out. Then you have Sibo, who was always just a moderator there, right? He said something that was the most ridiculous thing. Yeah. He said that they downgraded Titanfall from the beta and it was going to be 720p or whatever and all this kind of crap. It was like such a load of crap.
It was 792p.
The story with that, he did that on purpose. The story with Seaboat is that he was actively working against Xbox, and then that guy, NTKR, basically blew up Seaboat's spot. And ever since then, Seaboat's never been the same. I think they know who he is, or Microsoft does. And again, Microsoft... They don't really back themselves up. Well, you know, if they get punched in the face, if you get punched in the face, do you just stay there and get punched in the face?
They need to stop. They're doing more harm to their brand. They could stop.
It might not have to be on social media. They could maybe just say, you know what, there's other ways to do it. But that place really is a really bad place for
they needed to stay out of there originally because they were getting worked against. So remember, Albert Penello was posting there a lot.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that's the point where you look. If you like what I do with trolls, like there's a lot of people apparently that do videos and try to troll me and things like that, right? What do? Do I respond with videos? No. And if you just, they go away, you do your own thing. That's what I do, and then, I do my own thing. Microsoft should focus on their fans, focus on gaming and doing what they're doing because they're doing the most work. And that's what I said. I like them being behind because it makes them have to work harder for us. Right, and that's what was good. I guess the only good thing about the PS3, right?
But are they really working hard for us, Scrap? Or are they working hard to get more fans? Some of those other guys.
I think they're working hard for
we're pleased with our Xbox. I don't think I'm gonna air. We like our console. You know what I mean? They're working hard to get new consumers onto their brand. But goddamn, I mean, I'm happy with the Xbox. But look how much the console has evolved since launch. You know, and the PS4 is still the same.
Yeah, in that article that I was telling you guys about, that smaller article, it even said that. It says the Xbox One is like a completely new console. And look, we're getting a huge boost with DX12, right? I mean, you guys saw that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That developer said, a 20% increase with PC with DX12 on that game, and even more.
But you know what's crazy? Even with the whole, even with the DX12 thing, like, to me, some of this shit is just common fucking sense. Just by knowing what DX12 does, you know what I mean? If people when they say, well, it's only going to be for PC, they're going to see the big things. We're talking about Microsoft's own fucking hardware. You know what I mean? Like, goddamn, you know, now I'm kind of thinking why they may have spent so much money with AMD, because you don't hear anything about Mantle anymore. Now it's all DX12. Maybe they gave them a few extra bucks to shut that Mantle shit down, get on board with this DX12 thing, and, you know, that maybe that's why they paid so much, you know, maybe, I don't know, but like, you know, to me, I'm just putting two and two together. Like, you know, a console just came out in November. What was like January, February, March or something? Here it is, start talking about, you know, DX12. I'm like, you know, like to me, it makes, you know, sense. Like, why would they invest billions of dollars making a new API and their own hardware, which is going to be around for the next 5-6 years, won't be able to use it? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what sense does that make? You know, this before we knew anything about Windows 10. Then come to fucking find out Windows 10 and DX12 share the same goddamn code as far as DirectX 12. So, and then you got developers saying that they can go back and patch their games on Windows, you know, PC with, you know, Windows 10. Why the fuck can't they do that for the Xbox One? Like, to me, like, you know, but Sony fans, you know what I mean? You know, just going back with Albert Penosa, there are things about our console that you guys don't know yet, you know what I mean? And to me, it's all starting to make sense now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just took them too long to get it out the gate.
It was a lot, you know what I mean?
If this was at launch, oh my goodness.
You know what? But I don't know when did Microsoft start putting this shit together. I'll blame it all on the Kinect, because, you know, that was like they relaunched the goddamn console again and took the Xbox to the stratosphere, like the all-time selling device or some shit like that. That really prolonged last generation, that whole Kinect, you know what I mean, thing. But it was like, damn, but when did they start on that, though? Like, you know,
I'll say this much, Z. I'm gonna agree with everything you're saying. I think me and you are on the same page too, and I think Crap's coming around every single week. Crap comes around a little bit more. So here's my prediction.
Hold on. Over 300 people watching.
Yeah.
Great. Then all 300 of you can hear me say this. Let me tell you right now. All right.
Did it again. 300 again.
It's crazy.
Literally, if depending on what happens this fall, and I agree with Tim, I think this is going to be a major win for Microsoft. But depending on how this fall goes, and if we start to see a little kilter, so that Microsoft starts taking over, if they don't, you bet your ass, 2018, 2019, something like that. I'm calling it Xbox 2, Xbox Infinity is on the way. Coming out because
you know what, they're going to want to jump. They're going to want to beat. They're going to want to beat the next PlayStation out the door. I agree.
And Crap, you know this as well as I. If you look, I can actually dig to pull it up. Roughly about a year ago, Microsoft hired an entire team to basically. Everyone thought it was for the Xbox One Slim, but it's not. People are now saying that it's actually for the next console, and they are working diligently. Let me just say that again, diligently, to get that shit out the door, powerful and ready to rock and roll. And like I said, it's really no harm, no foul. So everybody who's like griping right now or breaking a number 2 pencil while they listen to us, listen, it's not that big of a deal. All your Xbox One games will be able to play on your Xbox 2 or whatever they call it day one. This is going to be like, you won't be waiting for shit. It's literally going to be a bleed over with a shit more possibilities. And that's all it's going to make. It's going to make Cortana run smoother, Windows 10 run smoother, handle the new Windows 10.6 update that came out. It's going to be just better. Yes, you're going to have to put another couple $100 out of pocket. You know what I mean? Might be another $300, something like that. But you are going to get a better machine. And if you're really a gamer, you're going to love it. And they're going to beat Sony to the punch because they can't.
And it's all going to be backwards compatible. You know, Windows 10, DirectX 12. I can definitely dig it. You know what I mean? Definitely dig it, though. You know.
And you know what? And to be honest with you, it's not going to hurt Microsoft. Think about it, guys. It's not going to hurt them. They're not doing that bad. We've already agreed upon that. They're not doing that bad this generation. To do that right now just puts you a leg up on the competition, and a competition that's literally drowning. They're drowning. They're staying afloat. They got like a straw. They're underwater. They're just breathing with a straw. That's Sony right now. You can't win NPDs by 30,000 and tell me they're gloriously celebrating Poppin' Chris. Get the fuck out. Get Poppin' Cooks.
Poppin' Cooks.
Well, we did 300. You know what? I heard also the new Xbox you'll be able to order a Domino's pizza right from the controller.
You know what?
Domino's button. You'll have you pre-order it through Connect, and then you have it all pre-programmed. You just hit it, and the fucking pizza's right at your door.
Well, you know what? Like I said, I think that what Phil Spencer will have to do is look. You're gonna still support Xbox One, right? They're still gonna support it. That's gonna, something that they're gonna have to do because they have a vision with that, and I think that. But they have to look at what made the 360 so good, and part of that, what made it so good, was jumping a year out in front of Sony, and I think that's what they're gonna have to do.
But my opinion, just so you know, my opinion is I've been joking around. That is not happening. What you guys are talking about. This console is going to be 2020 is the next console if we get it.
7 years? Nah.
Yeah, my opinion.
I can't see it. No,
you can't. There's no other device you have in your house.
I
bought a 32-inch flat screen for my bedroom, and I'm already like, get that the fuck out of my face. I want bigger.
Listen, I mean, it's been more. Listen to this. I'm not saying that we're not in the loop, and you already had major. I'm not talking about an indie developer. You didn't have major EA. Trust me, when they were making the Xbox One hardware, EA was at the table. Ubisoft was at the table. You know what I mean? And there was several big developers already said that this is not going to be a long generation because the PS4 and the Xbox, it wasn't that big of a jump for us, technology.
Even if it was meant to be, because Tim is right. All Tim's doing is he's holding on to the morals that he was told to by Microsoft. They had planned to for 7 or 8 years, but they can't now. They're lacking. They're falling behind.
Tim's in the comment section having a good time.
Well, they're not catching up with Sony. They're not catching up with Sony. They're not doing it. They're not doing what they originally planned this thing to do for the 7 to 10 year run. They're going to. Everything's already been. So Tim, that whole thing where they were going to have the longevity of this box, I bought into it too on day one. That's gone. Phil Spencer's plan is different. Everything coming in is different. And he even said in a quote last week, right after, it came out last week, but it was at Gamescom. He said, some people may not like what I'm going to do in the future, but it's for the better of the brand. And let me tell you something. Part of that is a new console. It's not going to be, we're not going to be here until 2021, 2022, waiting for it. There's nothing. The minute the iPhone 6 came out, people were like, what's the S got?
Yeah.
What's the
I've changed my tone on the whole Windows thing because people say PC. When I think of PC, I think about Steam. But long as Microsoft is not putting their games in the Steam store and they're leaving them in the Windows store, and which I read a new article that you're not going to be able to pirate your games on Windows 10. They have to stop that shit. They really them PC wearers really about to be fucking pissed off. They
already going in and scramble like this is an outrage.
They're fucking what's fucking up the gaming industry. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know what I mean. So and they're leaving their games within so it's in the same ecosystem. You know what I mean?
Well, did you see Ubisoft? Ubisoft was complaining that their games are pirated 93% of the time on PC.
Windows 10.
They knew this was coming though, man. They knew this.
They're bringing back DRM. This is fucked up. Fuck Microsoft. hey, man.
Well, here's the one thing. Right? Microsoft, if they do come out earlier, and say they do that, they cannot bungle the message this time. It has to be gaming. It has to be no DRM.
And you know what? It may be a whole new different message next generation. It may be, again, it may be something, always online, may be a problem. What's the problem this generation? I don't think that would be a problem next generation. We're always online.
But you can't come out and say that though. You can't.
Well, I think with the games coming out, that's pretty online heavy.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Once we start to see the cloud, start to see. It's
the cloud, like Crackdown 3 is like the first time this is ever happening.
So I don't think. I think we're
that's happening on Xbox One.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys don't see that. You don't see that. That's going to grow. That tech. That's
going to. That's why I said it. That's why I said I don't think it's going to be a problem next year. Once we see what the clouds can do and all this stuff.
Let's just say.
I don't think the Xbox coming out with an always online console. Hey, it's because of the power of the cloud. No one's going to have a problem with that. No one. You know what I mean?
Well, right now the Xbox One has the power of the cloud, though.
We don't have any games. We don't have any games like.
You're getting Crackdown 3 next year. The console just fucking launched.
We just learned that. We just saying that we just learned that. But I'm saying at launch, that was Microsoft vision, the always on.
Right, but it takes time. Can we just play Crackdown 3 and then see and then make this comment?
I think we're saying the same thing, but that's why I'm saying next year.
Microsoft can make an online console because the games are going to be like that, but they can't come out and say it. Why would they fuck up their message two generations at a time?
No, let's just say they did this. Yeah.
I don't think you think it's going to be a problem if they're showing us. If they're showing us the power of the cloud and how it makes the Xbox at least 20 times the computing power. Everybody wants a fucking nuclear bomb in their goddamn house.
I got news to you. 20 times computer is lowballing. They just did that.
I'm just saying, everybody, try me the fuck up. No one's going to have a problem with that if we want more power. We always want
I agree. I agree it should be like that. But guess what? I saw a lot of people complaining. Oh, so basically when they shut down the servers, that's DRM. That's...
We're not talking about some little fucking company. Why won't Microsoft shut down their servers?
I'm just saying.
Is Gears 1 still going? Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Is Gears 1 still going on 360?
Yeah. Yes.
There you go.
But
those people are just looking for something to complain
about. They're not going to buy the console anyway.
They're looking at. They'll go into they're like crackheads. They're looking for any little fucking thing to complain about.
Yeah.
How about take the tech and say, look for what it is? Imagine a fucking Grand Theft Auto 6 with this, where I can go up on a fucking to the third story of a building and fucking blow open a door and fucking shoot out a drug dealer.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's not going to be a problem next generation. You know what I mean? It's like
problems. What they can do with this generation?
That's why I wish they would have stuck to their guns. You know what I mean?
Of course, with the DRM, you're right. They would have fast-tracked this whole thing, but now this is where we are.
That's what. But again, that's what I'm saying. Next generation. You know what I mean? You know what we were fearmongers. You know what I mean? Oh, they're always online. They can watch.
You know what? Then to make Jackson. You know what? I got news for you. Make next generation. Just make DRM fucking available because that's basically what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You just want DRM, and I understand that because you want the full effects of always online, and we can't have that because the people in 2013 weren't ready for that. But obviously, people, these people who they're plumbers and they're telling Microsoft what they can and can't do with the cloud. That and people.
Naughty Dog is telling Microsoft with Mark Cerny, no latency. You gorgeous cocksuckers, the latency. Get the fuck out of here.
Can we just give Microsoft a little bit of credit?
That package clean.
Can we just put a little trust into Microsoft? Can we just do that, or do we want to just listen and just stunt ourselves?
The reason everybody tomorrow morning
and play Madden 2018. The same.
The reason everybody's going to get up and the world is going to exist tomorrow is everybody's going to get up at 8 a.m. tomorrow in New York City, Los Angeles, and all the major metropolitan areas in the world, and they're going to turn their Microsoft machines on, their Office on, their Windows on, and the world is going to spin. And these are the people like Tim's saying, these are the people we're questioning, but you got Mark Cerny who made Marble Madness. That's the genius. This guy looks like David Harvey. He's the church lady from Saturday Night Live.
And for people who think that Sony's
going to be a problem.
Sony's never going to come up with a cloud compute system like the Microsoft.
They don't got no money.
The only way that they can get it is from third party, and they have to be basically coddled. Okay, and these are the same people that said Microsoft. The people who said all this shit. Now Sony's actually handicapping the generation. That's the fucking truth. So all you people that said Microsoft, you don't know what you're doing. Guess what? You fucked the generation. You fucked us.
Yeah, you've got. It is. I agree. Look, I'm saying like that would have been nice.
A pony got to they got to crap again. They got to crap.
Yeah.
If you're gonna,
here he goes. Here he goes. Go crap.
What I was just saying that you can't start off the next generation by doing the same things that you did that fucked up this past generation.
But you realize that if they do that, if they try to do this, let's just say in 2018, they are going to be met by the same resistance, by the same cocksucker fucking moderator and bitch, and do the same thing, and then the same thing can happen again. Because you know what? Our society is stupid, and it proves it because they will go by stupid bullshit. They won't actually trust a company like Microsoft knowing what the fuck they're doing. I mean, honestly, think about it. The same problem will arise in 2018. This is all they're gonna say. Oh, this is great. No, he's gonna say you're taking away my rights.
No, you know what?
Yeah, they got to implement it differently.
They are changing their generation.
No, listen again. All Microsoft, they have to quarterback it. They have to, show the consumers the benefit of. If Crackdown comes out, it's amazing. They give us another game, and it shows us that this cloud give us a nuclear bomb within our house. Everybody's gonna want the more power. Everybody's gonna want these beautiful worlds. You know what I mean? But you can't have that if you don't have the power of the cloud. I don't think that's a problem.
This is the difference. Is this Windows 10 right now would be getting absolutely crucified, even if its spell check didn't work. You know why it's working? They gave it away for free. They've got to implement their new system when the new console comes out differently. Whatever they do, they've got to give something like an incentive, like what they're doing anyways with Windows 10 for everybody.
We're talking about at least 5 years from now. Do you think that we're that far behind? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what I'm saying, let me say this. What was good for last generation is no longer good for this generation. You understand what I'm saying? And that right there would fuck Microsoft. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't about resolution.
Microsoft, they came because honestly, their messaging sucked. But what if they did go with DRM? You probably would be able to play Crackdown 3 in single player. Okay, that's basically what the advantages are. There are big advantages that they had with DRM. Did they fuck up with the communication? Yeah. But did they also get a lot of unwarranted shit? Yeah. Let's be
absolutely,
honest.
Absolutely, and you know why? They got it because people didn't give them a chance to explain, and that's bad on both sides.
Sony backdoored them with the fucking.
They did. They backdoored them big time.
And they had that site with the guy that has ties to boys. That asshole. Every time something would come up, they would completely bash it.
You know what I mean?
They would completely bash it and influence people.
And if you listen to what Sony's, all they said, and not that Microsoft, they said they was charging anybody. All Sony said was we wouldn't charge. Nothing about that. If you look and if you read the whole
Sony was going to do the same thing. They were just smarter. They were just smarter.
If you read the whole goddamn article, what was in it? Jack Twitter said, yeah, we have something in place if third party wants to use it, but for our first party games, you can just do whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying it right there. You know what I mean? But then Microsoft backed away from their guns. Then it is. But the thing
is that what you guys don't failing to realize is that if you think that the way the climate is right now, that if Microsoft released another console and they try to make it always on, guess what? It would all start up again. It would all start up again, and it's not because they really give a shit. It's because they hate Microsoft. That's the bottom line. Just like Major Nelson said in that thread, it's because you guys do not like Microsoft. Okay, they do not want innovation. They'd rather play Madden 2019, same engine. They don't want to go in through all these buildings and have crazy cloud compute physics that one console could never do.
Okay, Tim, check it out. Look at my vision here. What Microsoft has to do with their big titles like Halo, the next Halo 6, that has to utilize the cloud.
It will.
The next Gears, besides 5 or whatever comes out, if another Gear comes out in generation, that has to use the cloud. The next Forza, that has to use the cloud. The next Fable, that Microsoft has to quarterback that. And their exclusive has to be so much better than these fucking multiplex that they have no fucking choice to get on board with.
That's right, Z. That's how you show it. That's how you show it.
But the thing is that Crackdown 3 is the first step into that. Okay, when we're playing Crackdown 3 next year, okay, and you have these people that are playing, it's gonna be pretty fucking crazy.
Tim, guess what? You're gonna be yawning for more, right? You're gonna want more, right? You're gonna want more
Crackdown. I want more right now.
You want more Crackdown?
I'm not saying. Is this gonna work in my house? Is this gonna work in my house? I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, we just show what you're doing. We got, with 2 megabytes, we got the technology. It's not going to be an issue, you know what I mean? So, like I said, Crackdown has to be amazing. You understand what I'm saying? And they have to build from there. They have to quarterback it.
Of course, yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. Guess what? With the always online, your console right now, the next Xbox Infinity is already 15 times more powerful than the Xbox One. But if it's always online, it'll be 60 times more powerful. Bitch! You know what I mean?
Couldn't they just release
they'll poke holes through it and they'll do the same thing? That's what you guys don't realize.
I just know that time changes everything. You know what I mean? One thing, 1 minute, one thing, whip, watch me nay. That shit's gonna be played out next year. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something new. Like, you know what I mean? Technology is always evolving.
In my opinion, gamers today, a lot of gamers today, are more caught up in what console's winning and of their console of choice than actually evolving the game. Bottom line is that anybody who sees Crackdown 3, regardless, if I saw that on PlayStation, if I saw that on PlayStation 4, guess what? You gotta say that's impressive. You gotta say, wow, I want GTA 6 on it. I want to see that. I want to go up and climb a building and blow out doors, and I want to, blow buildings down, and things like that. Is that crazy that people don't want that? People just have 1080p fucking up-res. I don't understand that.
Prime example, why everyone made fun and poked fun of Microsoft about Xbox Live using broadband, not using dial-up, right? Microsoft had to show us an advantage of that. Now, what dial-up? AOL, boop, hello, what the fuck is that? No, hell no, you know what I mean? And it made Sony conform, you know what I mean? To that, with the PS3 or whatever the goddamn case would be, you know what I mean? So Microsoft, like I said, I hope they said they spent a lot of money in doing this. They building data centers all over the world. You know what I mean? They have to quarterback this. So from going forward, 2017, they're and it also it's going to catch fire because, like I said, if Crackdown's amazing, Tim, and whoever plays it, it's going to want us wanting more. You understand what I'm saying? We want to think about the endless possibilities. You know what I mean? Whatever. Microsoft is tricky as hell. They might give us some other shit. You know what I mean? They might still put always online. Fine, fuck it. We love it. Ah, yes. You know what I mean? You don't know. But I'm going to say 5 years from now, I don't think that would be a problem. It'd be something else. I just don't see. I agree with everything you're saying. I just don't see it in this climate. That I don't really see gamers. This climate,
I just see so much bullshit going on that they're just gonna shit on anything. If they try to if the next Xbox came out first and they try to make it always online, guess what? First of all, Microsoft would be shitting in their pants because they wouldn't even try it because of what happened. But that's where we are right now. You know what? And that's because we're a bunch of we cried and we didn't trust in a company that's obviously trying to do the right thing.
Here's the thing. You know what they're gonna do, Tim? The X12 has to deliver. All right. The cloud has to deliver. So Microsoft did good on everything they said they were going to do on. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't think again. Maybe they did more.
I agree, but that's 3 years down the road. We're talking about 2 years down the road.
And launching their console before all their ducks were in a row, the DX12, Windows 10. You know what I mean? Because again, it was the Xbox One was made for that, and now we're starting to see that it was made to always. This is not nothing new. That was their vision from the beginning. You know what I me? So maybe they
wanted family sharing. They wanted everyone. They wanted to do good things.
They did more harm. I guess than good. Launching the console, and I didn't think they did nothing. I didn't think. Microsoft didn't probably think that the resolution would be that big of a fucking deal. You know what I mean? Because Sony was talking that 1080p shit last year. 1080p, 120 per second. Did we ever get that? No. Most of the game was 540 fucking p.
Hey, if we would have listened to what Sony was trying to sell us, we wouldn't even have Rumble on our controllers because they said that was so last gen.
Microsoft has to quarterback it. That's all. You spend this money. Your vision, Crackdown has to deliver. Like I said, if that's why
I don't see a console in the next 2 years, like you guys are saying.
No, not the next 2 years. I think 2019 or.
Okay, 2019 is a good year. I mean, listen.
4 or 5 years. I'm not. I'm saying about 4 or 5 years from now.
Listen, from what I saw in Crackdown 3, if we can have that tech really start to further, I don't care. That's a big step up in gaming. Okay.
Do you guys obviously agree that Crackdown 3 is the test run of this, right?
Yeah,
they're not using Halo.
Kind of like what
using,
Titanfall was.
Yeah, they're not using.
But it actually delivers.
See, it's a prime example. Titanfall, good game, but the cloud, it didn't. Crackdown is using the goddamn cloud. Now imagine if Titanfall really took advantage of the cloud and those buildings you shooting at, everything's destructible and fucking things. Forget about it. You know what I mean? But like I said, going forward, Microsoft has to quarterback it. Should none of their games, because this is their technology, you understand? Should none of their games not be the X12? Should everything that they're promoting, because that's why it's called the Xbox One. Everything that Microsoft is, the X12, Windows 10, the cloud, everything in one console. Now you got all your cards on the deck. Now we can see what this console, they say, it was beta tested in the future. Let's see what it's about now. Cool. Like I said, 5 years from now, always online. That's gonna be a thing of a deal. If the new Xbox comes out, it's gonna be just say 15 times more powerful than this Xbox. But with the cloud, it didn't make it 60 times more powerful.
But then they already said that. Well, obviously people already complained.
No, you not because we didn't know. I mean, because you had latency. Oh, well, I only got 2 up and 1 down. Why was that? How am I taking it back to the cloud? Crap, you can't even host a podcast. You keep dropping out. How are you going to take it back to the cloud? You know what I mean? But Microsoft has to show us. Once they here's your dinner. You like it. It's not that nasty, right? You like broccoli, huh? Put a little salt on it, a little butter. It's not that bad, right? Put a little cheese on it. Oh, yeah, I like it, Mom. It's good. They have, they have to show us the technique. I mean, sometimes you got to spoon people.
I still think you can't sit there and go always online.
Hey, crap, you change like the goddamn crap. You're old ass.
You know what? They can't do that.
Crap is the fucking Archie Bunker to the show. No, I don't think it's gonna go. No fucking PC.
What isn't crap?
You're wailing in that chair, huh?
Yeah, crap is fucking Archie Bunker. I swear to God, bro. Crap the world is changing. I mean, technology is.
I get that, but look, so they come out and do that, and then let's say they do that, right? They're like always.
Listen, you didn't change your tone because you was told, no, we're not gonna see a new system.
Listen, there's a difference between seeing a new system and then thinking that they're gonna do. You cannot make the same fucking mistake. You cannot do it because guess what? Let's say they're gonna get a 1-year jump on Sony, but Sony's still gonna announce their next console when Microsoft does, right? Just because they're gonna try to temper that. And if Microsoft goes always online, Sony's gonna go not always online.
No, hey, crap.
They can't do that.
So let me tell you something. Crap, you have Sony execs saying in articles, and I can post it saying that they don't know if they're gonna have their next console may be a physical console.
I get that, but with the success of the PS4, I bet that they do have a physical console.
I'm say more about my mouth's getting kind of dry. But what I'm saying, what's good for today, what we're satisfied with today, like shit is always going forward. Just think about a few years ago, a fucking TV was fucking 2 feet across wide. Now you got TVs this fucking thin. You couldn't imagine that shit back then. Once you see it, you're like, goddamn, okay. I guess, you know what I mean? Once we see Crackdown and it's amazing and this, that, and the other, what was a problem for us in 2013? It's not going to be a problem for us in 2020. We're not cavemen. You know what I mean?
I agree, but look, I still think there's a way to go about it. Like, okay,
They have to wait. In my opinion.
Yeah. Look. Like this is what you do. You just put it. Look, Xbox Live is built for multiplayer games, so why not just do this for multiplayer? Because then there's no DRM needed. Then when you go, because you need to be online to play multiplayer. So that's how you sneak that shit in. You Trojan horse that shit in. Look, you want to play, you want to get the better experience. Here it is. I think that's how they're gonna have to go about it. Look, Halo 6, totally destructible environments online. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how they have to go about it.
Think about it. Well, there's also different. You know how they have CloudGen? Listen, you know how they have CloudGen? Like they have CloudGen.
Yeah.
There's also other company that's actually coming up. See, the thing is that there's going to be these other companies that are going to come to a developer and utilize lighting. There's like this global illumination lighting that you could do from the cloud.
You can have NVIDIA.
It's going to be all types. Yeah, but there's all types of technology that's going to be able to be used with the cloud. But the thing is that in Microsoft's position, though, what you guys are saying, I think Crap's with me. You can't. If they try to come out again with another console, the same fucking shit's gonna happen.
Yep.
People do not like Microsoft.
Who's with me on this?
No, listen, Tim. I got you with that. My whole argument was, and I think you do have a leg to stand on. I'm not going to argue with you. My only argument is that technology is moving too fast to sit around. And Microsoft knows that better than anybody.
They're trying to bring down technology, though.
I know.
They're happy with bundles.
Check it out.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, you know what? I got a fact for the day. Do you know when the internet was invented? The internet been around since like the Navy had it.
Al Gore.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? But I'm just, you know what I mean? It was out like in the 50s or 60s or some shit. The NSA used it. That's how they, they meant. Like if you would have told somebody in the 60s, would we be sitting down doing this? You couldn't fathom that. Like, well, no, what? No, what the fuck? Why? You know what I mean? No, there's no wires, or how can I? You couldn't see it. But if Microsoft is showing us the shit here, you know what I mean? It's not like saying always online and they didn't give it to us. We're going to have this cloud going forward for the next 5 years.
But you're still gonna have your people that are gonna want their traditional, not online. You're their traditional.
Xbox 2, no DRM. Hashtag
look at the consoles. Look at the consoles from the 80s and look how they did to the consoles now. Look at all what we're able to do with our consoles now. You couldn't see that shit back then, but look what we can do now. Could you imagine going back then? Like, well, you don't want that shit. You want this new shit here. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Things have always changed and always moving forward.
They are, but you can't. Why would you shoot yourself in the foot a second generation?
It's just going to make your product better, and you already seen this. It's not like they didn't show it to us. It's like I said, we got the cloud's coming next year, and we didn't get to handle it for the next 5 years. Then I can say right, but we're gonna be using this shit every day for
next gen. If I may introduce your own words here, what you eat don't make other people shit. So necessarily people don't always want to do that. I'm telling you right now, I know some people that just like their traditional type games. So this whole cloud compute thing isn't for everybody. I'm just gonna say that it's not. And if they try to force that on people, it's not gonna go well. It's not. What they have to do, if they're going to come out with a new console to beat Sony, you have to do the exact opposite of what they did at the Xbox One reveal.
I don't think that they can.
I'm kind of torn between kind of like both of y'all arguments. I think some of the things that they have to do that they need to change, but moving forward, technology is always moving forward. And they just we go into an online state.
We are.
With Sony with the PlayStation Now and all this other little stuff. Everything is moving towards an always online state. So I don't think it's going to be the problem that we have this generation. We're not going to have the next generation.
They're slowly spoon-feeding each of us this. They give you cloud.
Yeah, that's what I was going to make. That was exactly my point. Yeah. They are slowly programming and getting us used to playing always.
That's all that I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's 10 years off. You've
even
seen the comments.
I think it's more like.
Listen to this guy. You guys are all failing to understand that the internet is all the fucking same. It's not all the same across. People don't have fast connections. It'll be the same motherfucking shit over again. That's why stick with Xbox One and do it as an option.
Or hey, check this out, Tim. What about our military people, right? How many articles did we see?
Oh, Microsoft fucking over the military.
You know what was crazy though? The military didn't invent the goddamn internet. So how the fuck they ain't got the internet in the military? They invented the goddamn internet.
They got a corrupt NeoGAF, but Microsoft's fucking over the military.
That was the dumbest shit in the world. The military invented the goddamn internet.
Don't you realize
I did not have the fucking internet.
People aren't fans to Microsoft.
A lot of people take their consoles like in the military out with them or whatever. Like you know what I'm saying? They do like when they're on bases. They don't have like a strong internet connection. So like I understood that, but the way they tried to play it as Microsoft being as bad guys or whatever.
Playing the console in the middle of a goddamn war.
You know what? It's just popular to try to shit on Microsoft.
It is,
and it's just popular to try to defend.
I just think look, and even if you have plans for that later, why not just say? Most of our games, the multiplayer is going to require, obviously it's going to require internet access, and that's where I think you do it. Like you're going to do the cloud stuff. Yeah, why not?
Microsoft. I would want my single player game. Let me see this. I would rather the actual game itself use it in the multiplayer.
Well, didn't they originally say that? Like,
the cloud also. I think that's dope.
With their original idea, wasn't the whole thing they said that games would be quote unquote better with online or something? Like there was a way, there was a way to, you could play it without internet, but it was better if you played it with. Like I could see a situation with that, like with how they used to do with Kinect, like better with Kinect, better with online or internet or something along those lines. I think we could see that.
I think they're going to have the option, though. I don't think they're going to make a game without an option.
Oh, man, Crap, you old school. Crap, your name is old school, ladies and gentlemen. Crap Gamer, a.k.a. old school.
Unfortunately, this generation is really, this is my opinion, has really put a significant damper on another console. Because Microsoft's scared shit right now of coming out first and dealing with that.
But it shouldn't be though, man. Be the fuck.
They should. They should. Look at all the articles. We talk about
articles.
Fuck those articles.
At the end of the day, we're in the loop. Check it out. Us. We want to.
But it doesn't matter. This public's stupid.
Now listen. What I'm saying is this. Me myself. I've always been a hardcore gamer. Always. I stumbled upon this community 2 years ago. Oh, you know what I mean? I didn't know this shit existed. Even though I bought all the new games, I didn't know anything. I didn't never read any of these articles, none of this shit online. I didn't know anything about it. The average motherfucker don't know nothing about none of the shit that we talking about. That's for like us that do participate in this quote unquote console war. You know what I mean? Like the average Joe doesn't even think about this.
Microsoft fucking crushed their whole plan because of public pressure. The same thing will happen again if they try.
They're not even announcing like they want to do that game share and stuff. But guess what? That all takes DRM, so that's why they're not doing that.
Exactly.
I listen. What I'm saying, I'm not negating. I'm not.
You're right with what you're saying, but you're living in a utopic world where you think that it's.
I'm just saying,
we're actually doing the right thing, but it's not going to happen.
All I'm gonna say is this, and I'll leave it alone. This. Look how much things have changed from 2013 to 2015. Totally different, right? So
I already see in the comments right now. What about these people who don't have it? Microsoft's fucking over these people.
So I'm not to be funny or anything. If you don't have, if you living on, you get $322 a month or whatever, you shouldn't be spending your last few dollars on a console. That should be the last of your goddamn worries. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's like saying, cars are more expensive. What about the people who don't work? They still fucking try to get around, don't they? Like, goddamn, like the world's progressively moving forward. I can see if this was a new technology and they were still talking about it, myth and theory, and we don't get to deal and dabble and play with it in the industry, but we're going to have this and play with it in our hands for the next 5 years. It's going to be like brushing your teeth. It's going to be nothing to us.
But that's why they're going to do it with the Xbox One on a voluntary basis.
I was a beta tester for Xbox Live, right? Check it out. And it was fucking new to me. Like, oh my God, I can talk? I can talk to people? What the fuck? Like, that shit blew my mind, right? But then when the 360 came out, it's like, it's not new to me anymore. It's not a big deal. Like, we're going to have this cloud in the hand for the next 5 years. We're going to be playing with it, finger fucking it, doing what we want, blowing shit up. So, for 5 years, this is not saying it's going to get old, but it's not going to be that big. It was like, all right, cool. And it's going to make, I want that right there. I got to have that. So, online. I can't go back to dial-up. I need my broadband. You know what I mean? Once everybody, it was like, remember the big push from everybody, going from dial-up and to getting on broadband? Nobody wants to go back to dial-up.
What's going to change between now and then and these sites like NeoGAF that are built to eat on Xbox?
They have influence. And they have influence, let's be honest.
Listen, you can't deny greatness. You can't. If the game
they did. They did. I mean, look, the original Xbox One idea was great.
Listen, all Microsoft was worried about. Hold 1 second, baby.
Microsoft's fucked. Microsoft's fucked. That's the bottom line.
Listen, all Microsoft.
You're right in what you're saying. You're right in what you're saying, but you don't realize what they're up against. They are not.
If Microsoft fans enjoy it, if we're not complaining, the people that are spending our money, they don't have a problem.
Next gen, isn't the whole point of launching first to beat Sony out is to correct the problems of the past?
I'm not talking about, listen, that's not my argument who's going to launch. I don't care. I'm not saying who's going to launch first. I'm just talking about the always online. I'm not talking about
I can guarantee they're not going to do always online because...
You know who has to do always online? You know who has to do always online? Unfortunately, once Sony in 2008 says, oh, we're going to go always online, guess what? NeoGAF's going to love it.
Check it out.
You know what? Everyone's going to be positive about it. That's the truth.
You know what? I'm about to win this debate. I win, you lose. Check it out. You got 3 big players in the game, right? Nintendo's doing their own goddamn thing over there in the corner. They don't got nothing that the PS4 and the Xbox One can do, right? Am I right? But they're still here.
Who the fuck's bringing up Nintendo? Jesus,
I'm just saying, but they're still here.
They don't even have a fucking
listen, they're in a better position than fucking Sony. You know what I mean?
I don't know what the fuck's going on. Their cloud is a fucking mobile processor.
I understand you, but they're still here. You understand? You know what I mean? You know what's now their fans say, hey, Nintendo, could we get more modern? We want this, you know what I mean? They're not doing nothing that Sony and Microsoft is doing, but they're still in business. They're in a better financial situation than fucking Sony. You know what I mean? It's not going to be a problem. We're going to have this shit in our hand for the next 5 years. It's going to be like fucking second day. I promise you.
Hey, the Mr. P. Flows just had a really good comment. He said that consoles are built with function and flexibility in mind. Gamers are not ready to have their flexibility taken away. I mean, that says it all. You have to, because look, exactly right. What we want isn't what everybody else wants, right? I mean, we have to accept that fact that there is a large portion of gamers, and what if they come out and go always online, and then Sony comes out and says, our next console, why not wait for the PS5, because we're not going to be always online.
We're going to have this again.
You realize this, that Sony spent, they borrowed from Peter to pay Paul to invest into their cloud technology. So
but just imagine that they say that, though, next gen. Imagine they say, wait.
It's going to be the same fucking thing all over.
Yeah, wait for the PS5 because guess what? We got a way that you can play and you don't need an internet connection, right?
I can see it in the comments already. I'm reading it. It's going to be the same fucking things I hear. And you know what? The thing is that you have the right.
Sony fans that watch us next.
You have the right intentions. Exactly. It's more Sony fans. That's the bottom line. Neo Gaff is fucking Sony.
You say tomato, I say tomato, man. I don't think it's going to be an issue. You know what? Microsoft maybe flip their next console.
No, I would hope you're right, but I just don't see it.
I'm just pessimistic about it. It was a big myth. It's something we wasn't using. You know, they already came out and said that latency is not going to be a problem. That was the issue. The latency. Mark Cerny said
not every game needs cloud computing. I'm just going to be honest with you.
But I mean, if it makes the game better, you can walk in every building.
It better is subjective, I guess. Look, I'm not saying that I don't like that idea for multiplayer aspects, but I'm just being honest. I don't particularly care about it. Like, how would that have made? You know, why would I need to be online to play The Witcher 3 or Batman? You know what I'm saying? Like for me,
there is. If it wasn't always online thing, you could vastly make Witcher 3 bigger. You can make
whatever the case. They don't have
the whole towns you could blow up.
That's what I'm saying.
Everything.
See, that's what I'm saying about.
I know what you're saying, but the bottom line is that the way the public is. And the way everyone fucking cries in the media that will go against Microsoft. The only way this would happen is if Sony said, we'll do it, and then everyone would be okay with it. Sad as it is, that's the truth.
No, I don't know, man. Like I said, we see.
As we close up shop, I want to shout out Jay Williams, the graphic god.
Shout out to Jay Williams.
Yeah, he does all the graphics for BGST. I think he does graphics for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he does like.
Yeah, he's the man. And I just want to say this too, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys for your support. We got the best fucking podcast in the world. I'm quite sure you like when we be subjective to each other, go back and forth. In some of our best shows, we like to bounce ideas. Like I said, we're not all true. We all have our different opinions. There's a big misconception that we all just fucking yes men, but we all have different opinions. Like I said, we had a great goddamn show here, man. It's fun.
We hit 320 subs. We keep going up, guys. Thank you.
It was 331.
Yeah, hit like 330. Yeah. Hey, dude, you know what he reminds me of? Like the fucking what is that?
Adam Sandler movie.
No, it's not just that, dude. That damn telethon, that Jerry Lewis telethon. They're like, what's the number? 331. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's awesome.
331's big. We got a meeting next week. We got to get some news. Well, next week will be Gears might be out next day, right?
Yeah, Gears is coming out. Rare Replay. You know, hopefully that did really well. I'm hearing that it did well. So I know you probably talked to some people. Yeah.
Yeah, it did very
well.
I'm
hearing.
So we out here.
Yeah, man. We're about to go.
Good night to all my Negro friends. Bang, bang.
Yeah, we're about to go.
Bacon grease.
We really appreciate you guys.
Bacon grease.
Yeah, we really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys next week. Rack 'em up. Out.